So this was our first full day in northern Iceland, near Akureyri and Ásbyrgi Canyon. We were staying at Silva during this time, and this is a waterfall I don't remember the name of. It was one of many beautiful waterfalls we saw that day, and was possibly the longest touring day we had.
I remember the placard for this one was talking about how the different levels of the falls were wearing out at different levels, or at different speeds. So like that part on the left is going back slower than the part on the right is going back, and so the shape of this waterfall is going to change easily within our lifetimes, multiple times. So it'd be interesting to go back and see this again later.
Yeah, we plan to, absolutely.
And this is something that is just indicative of Icelandic culture. We're just going to have this naked woman statue, naked man statue, because reasons. Once again, actual driving speed. You really can drive this fast in Iceland. Trust me, give it a shot.
Scared me half to death.
So this was just a place where this brilliant vista was available. And it was kind of neat because they have this whole series of islands that they sort of talk about what each one of them is, and a little bit of the formation and history on this lovely placard. Then you look up at the horizon and you actually see each one of these mountains out there. But what was really cool is this is again an example of how the Icelanders were careful to give you access to be able to see like the birds and the cliff here and all these rare birds that were there, but kept you from interfering with them very carefully. Just lovely.
Well, there were many rare birds there, weren't there? So the myth of Ásbyrgi Canyon's formation is far more interesting than the theories surrounding its actual formation. The myth was that Sleipnir grazed too close into the ground with his mighty hoof and created this unusually shaped canyon. Another myth around this gorgeous place is that it is the firmament of the elves, and that if you're walking the paths of Ásbyrgi Canyon, you might pass upon an elf.
In fact, I was told that wandering Iceland, I might see elves, and I might see trolls, and I might see northern lights. And so far, I haven't seen any of these things. I think they're just stories they tell tourists.
Ásbyrgi Canyon was one of those places where the natural world was kept very carefully by the caretakers of the park. In this area where you're seeing the waterfall now, there was a hush. There were many people gathered taking photos, taking videos, but everyone was very respectful.
That's right.
Very quiet.
Yes.
And we could hear the birds calling to one another. We could hear them swimming. It was as though we had come to the back of the canyon to find this sacred place, and there was a hush all around.
And the animals were delightfully fearless of humans. Not that they would come right up and eat from your hand or something, but they would swim along underneath the boards, and were just lovely to be there and see.
This was another place where there were rare birds that you might not find anywhere else on the earth. And so again, the Icelanders were very careful to take care of the place.
And there was very clearly, and it was indicated by the signage that was throughout the park, a thriving but singular sort of ecosystem that was here. On our way back to the car, for example, there were several signs that described various plants and stuff, and there were cautions against please don't pick these. Feel free to pick these; they're abundant. We're not worried about them having their handle, but don't touch this moss; it's very rare. But this is what it is, and it gave its medicinal properties. It was very cool.
It was a really cool tour. It was a long walk around the microflora ecosystem. I shouldn't say microflora, that's wrong, but the flora ecosystem of Iceland.
Here are the obligatory selfies.
And this is the reason why Iceland is my favorite place on earth. This is why we will go back This is why we can't be parted from that place. This is the most astonishing thing I've ever seen.
The view was breathtaking. This is up a platform up the side of the canyon, so that you can look out over it and see just how monumental it is.
We spent quite a bit of time there. We'll spend quite a bit more.
Then we left at blinding speeds down the road.
And came to the Dettifoss waterfall, which was a magnificent, powerful waterfall that I had a great deal of passion and respect for.
As you can see, we're quite a bit away from it here, but let's get closer.
So now we've come a little bit closer to the waterfall. You can see how powerful it is, and look how much water spray has been thrown up out of the base of the waterfall there. I didn't take this picture.
This is just an amazing feeling to be this close to this much power.
It's terrifying.
It really is. It's awe-inspiring.
If I fall, I'm dead. Nobody's coming after me.
I remember this one guy came up to the edge, leaned over the edge with the selfie stick, and so like he laid on his back and was looking at a picture for Mom.
Yeah, it was like a dude hold my beer pose.
Yes.
It was hilarious. But
So
at one point, Sean finally convinced me to come near the waterfall and take this sort of zen shot. Now, I must tell you, I was not feeling zen while I was there. It took me like 5 minutes to gather the courage to get this close to the waterfall.
but you made it look good.
I've done it. I look really meditative, but I'm not feeling meditative.
But that was awesome, so I had to do it.
And Sean looks like somebody's Googling this picture.
I get the beard. That is brilliant. Because that is awesome.
Yep, that's pretty awesome.